This test, I heard some rumors that some plastics might be causing the film, so I decided to try a glass container and do the conditioning test one more time. And let's see what we get. Starting temperature 72, 73 degrees. We'll just see what happens. Now, I did neglect to mention that I made an entirely new simpleton plate assembly, so it wouldn't have any possibility of being contaminated by the SMAX booster. I just want to see what happens. Do we get the brown scum? What kind of characteristics does it have? All those types of things. At about a minute 25, I'm starting to see evidence of a film. The film is white or clear. At 3.5, there is definitely a film. It only seems to be a film. It doesn't seem to be preventing bubbles from breaking through to the surface. At 5.5 minutes, it's a distinct film. It is capable of keeping bubbles from popping, although only very small ones. As I was saying, I don't see any brown scum yet. We're now at about the 6-minute point. At this point, at 6.5 minutes, with a scum that only is colored by bubbles, I would say that the brown has nothing to do with the scum. At 7 minutes, it's become evident that the scum is capable of preventing very fine bubbles from penetrating the surface. Now at 8 minutes, the scum is everywhere but where the active bubbles are reaching the surface, as it has been, but it's becoming apparent that it's preventing a little bit larger bubbles from bursting through to the surface right away. Well, sometime in the time that I was inside emptying the memory card, and now I've started to see brown at 33 minutes. It appears as though there might be something of a film, but it's very thin. But I definitely have brown scum at something prior to 33 minutes. At 36.5 minutes, while I still have some scum, I'm not yet convinced that the scum is the result of, I haven't eliminated plastic as the possibility. And the reason I haven't eliminated plastic as a possibility, or any adhesive, these plates, when they're bought, they have a plastic film on the front side that you peel off when you mount them, and they also have a sticker on the back side. So it's possible there's residue on the plates that's adhesive or plastic. I do note that it took a long time for the brown scum to form. Okay, we are at 2 hours and 7 minutes. I've got about 1/4 of an inch of scum on one side of the container. The water temperature is 113 degrees. An observation I'd like to make is that the scum tends to form on the negative side of the plates. I'm going to test this theory by dumping this water out and trying it again by switching it around. Okay, I stopped the test at 2:08:18. I want to watch what the brown scum does over the next several minutes. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes. There's still bubbles in the scum, but I want to see how it starts reacting to being disturbed. As you can see, once it's disturbed, it begins to sink. Is what's happening right here. Okay, starting the next test of brown scum that comes out of conditioning. The goal I'm looking for this time is, where does the brown portion of the scum tend to accumulate? My theory is that it begins to accumulate on the negative side of the plates. Okay, the observation that the brown scum only forms on one side apparently is due to the orientation of the angles of the plates here, because I'm seeing brown scum form on the positive side of the plates now. So much for the observation. So this time what I did was I turned the plates around so that the bubbles, when they hit the surface, they tend to go to the right instead of to the left. And I'm watching now the brown scum, now that it's formed, isn't doing really anything on the right side, but on the left side it's been steadily building up. So the scum formation is, the tendency to be one side or the other is a mechanical thing. It doesn't seem to be related to polarity at all. As is much more evident in this clip, 13 minutes into the second test, the brown component is not really beginning to occur yet. Yet I have quite a bit of foamy scum on the surface. Cool. Okay, a little closer inspection reveals that there is particulates floating around in the water that look to have the same consistency as the scum. I'm going to see if I can get the scum to come off of this surface a little bit. And yes, indeed, what was floating around in the water is the same component as the scum, but without any brown, or very, very little brown. So the brown may be small amounts of rust. The scum is something else entirely, and is coming from the plates, in my opinion.